Hello, Caroline here. Welcome to Revitalize Your Life series of videos. And so far, we covered boundaries and nourishment for the whole body. And also, last week, we talked about clearing the clutter. So, what we're going to talk to you today about is either or both and more. So, do you like my new background, by the way? The black and white background is whiskers, and the green one is Snowbell. They were taken last summer. So, when we close down our thinking, or maybe a better way is, I've had a number of people speak to me lately, and they've said, I want to talk to you, Caroline, because I can either have this or this. And it's usually around, I can either have this corporate that'll pay the bills, or I can do this that I really want, but it won't pay the bills. And it's really closed thinking. Like, actually, maybe I could have this thing that I really want, and it could make money and pay the bills. So if you start asking yourself, how can I have maybe both? A little bit of the corporate job, a bit of what I like to do, and see the possibility there. When I was a kid, someone said, like, do you make your decisions from your head or your heart? And they're speaking about, do you come from an emotional place or are you very logical? And actually, why can't you be both? I have a head and I have a heart. Can I use both to decide which way I go forward? But if I said, oh, I always think from the head, which I mostly would have answered. I wasn't that emotional at that time. But it's very black and white. And I'll tell you, every appraisal I used to get when I worked, Caroline is black and white. There was never any grey with me. I'm now learning this grey. And it just makes things a bit more expansive, thinking, rather than saying, or if you hear yourself saying, I can only have this or this, actually just having to think, well, is it possible to have both? And maybe you visualize having both. I mean, if you put it in real practical terms, you could have a project A, project B. Or we can only do, and you're working in an office, you can only do project A. You can't do project B. But they've both got, a good business reason behind them. Then you're only putting the limitations on numbers. It might be, oh, we've only got enough people to work on project A. Well, if it's got a good business case, should we get some more people in? There's just this kind of more expansive. Can I have both? And can I have more? It was a bit like, when I retire, am I going to be bored? Can we retire and be bored? Well, can't you retire and actually do nice things? So it's just that expansive thinking. The other thing is, I can't go out with my friend. I can either go out with my friends and be unhealthy, or I can stay in and be healthy. Rather than thinking, can I go out with my friends and be healthy? Maybe you could just have something healthy to eat when you go out with them. Maybe you limit yourself to a couple of drinks rather than a couple of bottles. But as soon as you think, well, can I be healthy and go out with my friends? Then you've opened a possibility. Oh, you're now open. You're not closed it down. So What do I think are the reasons what we should be believing in? We should definitely believe in and come from a place of abundance. Actually, I can have everything I want. And we close down what we want because we're starting to get the practical things going. Oh, I can't have this, so I'll just close it down. I can either be healthy or look after my elderly parents. Well, actually, your elderly parents need you to be healthy. So you need to put yourself first. Very hard to do, but actually if you do it, you'll find that you'll turn up better to your elderly parents. You can have both. So believe in abundance. Remember, there's only 24 hours in a day. So just really don't overload yourself. And when you hear yourself going, oh, I can only have this or this, ask yourself, actually, can I have both? Because you're closing yourself down the minute you ask yourself, you say to yourself, I can only have this or this. You might even find you get more than what you asked for. Wouldn't that be fantastic? And consider the possibility. And I challenge you now. What is there in your head that you're saying, I can only have this or this? And if you can't get past that, then have a conversation with me. I can show you how to get both and more. So this is number 4 in my Revitalize Your Life series. There's going to be 10 videos. And this was not either or, but both and more. I really enjoyed speaking to you. I'll see you next week at the next video. And you're all fabulous.